Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, each and every one of you, whether you're watching us from Cameroon, from Europe, from the US, in anywhere around the world. We welcome you on board. If you're watching this program at this point in time, it is because you're actually one of our most cherished followers. Happy Easter to each and every one of you, and a warm welcome to the program once again. Before we kick off today's program, we want you to invite your friends, your brothers, and your sisters to come and watch, because today is going to be a very, very special day. It's going to be a special day because first, it is Easter Sunday. Secondly, because you'll be seeing some new faces, especially receiving people that you love and you cherish. So please get ready with your questions. You already know, because we announced earlier that we are going to be receiving one of Cameroon's renowned gospel singer, Elizabeth Tekeh. She'll be coming in just a few minutes from now. But before then, like I said, today is not going to be about me. It's going to be about other people, new faces that will be coming on board. And today I'm also being joined by a renowned female musician in Cameroon. She is a Cameroonian singer who is one of the finest in the diaspora. She's based in the United States of America, and she will have a lot of surprises for you in the coming days. But let's focus about we'll talk about today. Join me in welcoming Adele Clarice. Hello, Adele.
Hi,
Welcome on board. Thank you
Mimi.
so much for joining us. Hi.
Thank you so
So,
much for having me. I'm so happy to be on this platform. It's like the best platform ever. I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm thankful, but I have so much to unpack actually. But it's not about me today, you know. I will come back to myself later, but today's about someone really special. She's been on everyone's lips from last month, like if I can remember. She's been on every African's lips, especially Cameroonians. They've been like talking about her, like, oh my God, like I'm like, what's going on? I didn't know what was going on, but I'm so happy and honored to be having her on this show and to be hosting and presenting her. And she's no other person. Well, before I introduce her, I want to say she's about to come out with her fifth album. And that's a
yeah.
massive milestone because she's been silent for such a long time. So she's no
Mm.
other person than Elizabeth Tekeh. But let me ask her first. I don't know how she wants to be presented. Mrs., Auntie, sister.
Mommy.
How do you want us to title your name?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
As a gospel minister, sometimes they call us evangelists, some call us by our names directly. You can call me anyhow as you are led by the Spirit of God.
Amen.
Okay. So
Like
I want
Adele
to call
Clarice
you.
said, like
I want
Adele
to call
Clarice said, the
Yeah.
internet actually went wild when it was announced that you are coming back. You've been
Yeah.
silent for too long. And people were
Mhm.
asking,
Yeah.
where is she? What's happening? And then you just suddenly showed up. And then you said you're going to be producing your fifth album. Tell us how you
Mm.
felt when you saw this enthusiasm, when you saw this anticipation, when you saw people welcoming you with these open arms. How did you feel?
Oh, thank you very much. I felt so there was joy in my heart. I thought in my spirit. I said, God want to begin with me again. It's a new beginning. I was so happy in my heart until I was like, God, what is happening? And then when I saw the continuous trending on social media, I said, God, you want to do a new thing. Because the Bible says, remember not the things of old, because I'm doing a new thing today. So I was so happy. Even up to now, I'm like, what is happening? I know God wants to do a new thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, Mom. Many of us would like to know, especially those of us that have known you, have missed you for so long. We want to know, like, what took you so long? Why did you disappear? Like, we want to know, where did you go?
Yeah.
Wow. I know some people said the presence of God left me for these 10 years. That's why I could not come up with another songs or another album. So many people were saying their own things, but I did not stay silent because I had any problem. I came to understand that when God gives you a gift, you must work hard so that you and God together, you will push this gift
Right.
to the level in which God wants it to be. So financially, for this gift to continue, it was not easy. It was not an easy task until I and my husband, we sat down together, and then we said to ourselves, because my first album, I borrowed money before I put it in the market. The second album, the same thing happened. The third album, the same thing happened. The fourth album, the same thing happened. I was like,
Wow.
what is happening? Then we said to ourselves that we will not continue to push our ministry ahead or the gift of God in our lives on borrow. So we decided to start creating sources of income so that we will push this gift without stress.
Right.
So
Yeah. How?
we started. It was not really easy, but God
Yeah.
gave us the grace.
Right. Okay.
Amen. And how to push this gift and benefit from it. We'll certainly be talking about that in the minutes
Yeah.
ahead, because the platform is coming on board, and this platform is
Mm.
going to be telling you artists, many content creators, how they can get to sell, market their products and make money out of it. But we'll be getting
Yeah.
there in a few minutes from now. I want to find out from you. When I look at your previous track music, you had a
Yeah.
lot of messages for everyone, but particularly you were speaking to so many young girls. Can you tell
Mm.
us why? Because we also see so many of them commenting, "Hello, mommy, we're
Yeah.
watching, we
Yeah.
love you, welcome on board." So tell us why you were particularly focused on women, young girls.
Okay. I purposely I was talking to young girls because I discovered that most of them, they did not have focus in their life. Most of them thought they just have to live their life for men to misuse them, just use them anyhow. Some of them will even leave their parents and stay with the young man who have not even married them. They live a careless life. But when I got the revelation I got the revelation from God to help them through songs, the messages that are in the songs. That is what God gave me. God saw it that a lot of young girls are, are stranded and frustrated and they are misled. So God gave me these messages to bring them back so that their lives and their future will not be destroyed because God had a plan for them.
So,
So
okay,
that was my
great.
purpose.
Oh, nice. So when you look at the world today, do you think that these young girls are actually listening to you? Like, are they listening?
Yeah, really. Many of them have contacted me and say, Mommy, please, we want to appreciate God for you because God used you to talk to my life. I was almost off out of the track. But when God used you through your songs, the messages that are there, I was touched in my heart. Then I came back to my senses. Like there's another song, I will prepare it very well. I'm still working on it.
Oh,
The
nice.
song says, come back to your senses. Come back to your senses. I say, come back to your senses. And God will restore everything you have lost. So a lot of them, they have gone out of their senses. God is using some of us to bring them back.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, everyone watching this program, we told you it's a very special day. Of course, it's Easter. No hard talks. We
Mm,
are just here to have fun, to smile with
mm,
our mommy
Right.
who is
mm,
here to tell us about God, the wonders of our life, to also talk to young
mm.
girls and also talk about our fifth album. Now, coming back to you, you say you are evangelist, Mrs. Elizabeth Tekeh. You also talked about your childhood not just to young girls, young boys. You talked about their childhood. We see so many
Yeah.
people creating memes on social media, on Facebook,
Mm.
on Twitter, on Instagram, and so on. Many actually had the impression that you were not happy or that things were not really going fine, especially with your upbringing, your father, because she was mentioned in some of your musics. It seemed to boil down to your relationship, the relationship between you and your father. Tell us about your relationship with him. How was it been? Tell us more.
Okay. Well, before my father died, I had a good relationship with my father. I did not have any problem with him. The only time we had a problem was when I gave my life to Jesus. And then I was taught in my church that as a true born again child of God, you don't need to get married to an unbeliever. So I made up my mind that I will not get married to an unbeliever. My father got angry. That was the only time he got angry with me because I refused to get married to an unbeliever. But we did not have any problem apart from that. But after some time, when my husband came into my life, my father saw it that truly it was the will of God for me to get married to the man I'm married to up till now. I did not have any problem with him, even though at that then when I was growing up at that tender age, my father did not have money to take care of me, but I was not
Mm.
angry with him because truly he did not have money. I was not angry. That is why even in the song you listen to that song, I said, "My papa no be treat we so because he be wicked,
Right.
but now he be the worry my papa oh because of ignorance he make me suffer for long." Yeah, my father truly he did not have money then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Network, don't do us like this.
Indeed, she's there and she wants to tell us a lot of things. She's
Yeah.
insisting that the relationship between her and her father has always been the best. She's certainly going to be coming back because we see
Yeah.
hundreds of people watching. They
Yeah.
wish her so well and they want to hear her talk. They want to hear the messages from her. She'll certainly come back in a
Mhm.
few minutes. Adele, when you listen to her, how do you feel like an artist yourself?
She's
How do you feel?
amazing. You know, I actually did her background vocals back in Cameroon at M1 Studios. Her previous albums. I think my learning process for background vocals came from learning and backing up her songs in the studio. She's amazing. She always has been. And she's been a great inspiration to me and my music. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so excited talking to her right now. It's like memories, like, I'm like her daughter. And yeah,
Mm.
she's interesting. I can't wait for her to come back. Network, please.
Yeah, indeed, she's an inspiration. She's interesting, and I think you might want to do some collaboration with her in future.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm actually planning a gospel album. After I release
Mhm.
my song, Jealous,
Mm.
I'm planning on releasing a gospel album. So I can't wait. Yeah, I think it's my calling. God has been saying something. Even though people have been telling me, like, do something for God and all of that, I don't listen to those voices. I wait for God's voice. And I think
Yeah,
that I'm a place where I want to do this. I want to do this because God's been talking to me in so many ways. He's been blessing me in so many ways. And I
yeah.
just want to give back all the thanks and praise.
And I won't wait for that because you have this gorgeous voice, this amazing voice. People would want to hear you sing. I also want to find out from you as an artist because it's your field and you are a pro in this domain. Does it take a particular grace to be a gospel singer? Can you just wake up and you say, okay, I can sing, I'll be a gospel singer, or it takes a particular energy, grace, and anointing, so to speak?
It does take a particular anointing and grace and your childhood, your growth and everything. Because I come from a family of singers. We all sing. We released a first cassette when I was in boarding school. We released a song. At the time, it was cassette. So, yeah, I think music is like the fact that I sing, I took it from my parents. They used to take me to their choir practices and all of that. And yeah, so all of that instilled in me, and that's what's helping me and making me love music as much as I do, and it trains my voice as well. Yeah.
So, while we wait for Elizabeth Tekeh to come back, we are going to move ahead because we promised our viewers that we're going to have a lot of surprises for you today, and we are still going to keep to that promise. You could see that Elizabeth Tekeh had a lot to talk about, and she's still coming. We are still trying to get to her. We know about the challenges when it comes to connection, internet connectivity in Cameroon, and we are bearing with her, hoping that she'll be coming in the minutes ahead. We cannot wait for that album, Adele. So I'm sure you are also excited. But one worry is releasing an album and then marketing, which has been a very big problem that she raised in the beginning. Let us talk a little bit about it. Oh wow, she's here.
Oh, she's
welcome
back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We missed you for a minute.
We missed you for a while. Welcome. Yeah. So Adele was supposed to take off, and she had a question for you.
Yeah. So we heard about your childhood and everything that went on, and what advice do you have for young girls that are going through similar situations in their childhood? What advice do you have for young girls? Mom Lizzie?
Well, the advice I have for young girls is that the first thing I can give to young girls is to introduce them. Jesus. Is to introduce Jesus to them. Because if you don't know God, you are living on this earth. You are living a wasted life. That's why you see a lot of them, they are wasting their lives on this earth in the name of their life. When God has a good plan for them, some of them, God created them to get married to preachers of the gospel, some to ministers, president. So God sits and see them wasting their lives.
If you can hear us, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, Mom, your network is breaking, unfortunately.
It's breaking. We can barely hear her. Before we bring her on board, yes, certainly she's coming. So we'll have her on board with our other special guest that we have for today. We're talking about marketing a product, and it's true, you know, she's talking from experience that is difficult. You also said it's really difficult. Producing the music is one thing, and then marketing it is another. Selling it and be able to benefit from your labor or what you suffered. It's something that is very, very difficult. It's a very tough world today. Especially for African content creators, which is why we are going to be today bringing a team of African innovators and trailblazers who have found a perfect solution for artists like you, Adele. For any artist, anybody with any initiative out there, you could be a doctor, a pharmacist, you could be a farmer, you want to market your product. So many people have been contacting me inbox even, asking me, how can you market my product? This is the platform and the opportunity for you. Coming on the show are some of the members behind this team that I'm talking about. And it's a new social media sensation. It's called Umojami. Before we bring them on board, let us take a look at this video. We shall be right back in a moment. Wow, amazing, right? This is made by Africans
Interesting.
for Africans. You've asked for it for so long now, and it's finally here. Umojami is here. Adele?
Welcome to the show, Mitch, AJ. Can you tell us who you have with you today?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all our viewers who are watching us. Thank you, Memi Mefo. Thank you to the entire team, entire crew behind the scenes who have actually welcomed us today to this special edition of this program. Today we have with us from the Umojami team, we also have Miss Lydia, otherwise known as Roshan, on the Umojami platform. And we have myself, Alem, also as a team member from Umojami.
Hi.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
There is Lydia, always looking sharp as usual.
Yeah. Yeah, but please, before we start, I just want to tell everyone they're listening, stay put. Elizabeth Tekeh is going to be back, and this is also a very interesting session. You have to stay here and learn. There's a lot. Keep sharing with friends so that they can know about this new platform that is coming into the market. It's very, very important to you and I. So please stay, share with friends, and learn. So you can go on, Mitch. You were introducing some of your partners.
Yes, I was talking about we have this is Alam here, by the way. Sorry, and we have Lydia with us as well. We have Mitch behind the scenes. I believe Mitch is taking questions on Facebook and YouTube and being bombarded left, right, and center. So that's our community for now, anyway. Thanks to have us on board.
Thank you so much for coming as well. Well, you just listened to the interview. We're talking to one of the renowned female gospel singers that we have in Cameroon, Elizabeth Tekeh, who is also an evangelist. She had a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, because of internet connectivity, she couldn't be there for too long, but she certainly will be coming back in a moment. What do you make of that interview? What do you have to say about that?
I think that if you listening to her, I mean, I was listening to her passionately, as a matter of fact, and she shares the views of many Cameroonians in particular, and many Africans in general who have concerns with regards to your creation or creating music. And I think that if you expand that, it's not only about musicians too, even people who are farmers, people who are engineers. I think they all share something in common. You know, we have all this information, we have all this talent. You know, I remember as a young kid when we were growing up, I think you might remember too. You know, you used to walk down the street and you see people making these things that they call boris wheels and roll down the hills, or you put tires together, and you know, all these little creativity things ended in the family or ended in the neighborhood. There was no way for those things, as you have in the diaspora, to grow or to be enhanced, or the talent to be, you know, to be discovered. And I think that she is just fortunate and blessed to be the one voice that's speaking for millions of people who find themselves in that situation, having content, having something to share with the world, but not having a means to do so.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So AJ, before we get too carried away, can you tell us a little bit more about Umojami? And we hear some sort of African virtual village for creators. So can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Okay, I'm going to split this response with my comrade Lydia. Let me just say that in a nutshell, Umujami is an African. It's a platform built. I don't want to say African because I don't want to limit it that way, but it's a platform that is built for Africans. But the unique thing about it is that it has looked into the African problems and offered African solutions. Right. That's the main point about it. So, for an example, people can now come together to be able to socialize because we have a culture as a people, as Africans, and we have a certain culture. We have certain things that we do. We have certain things that we want to talk about, things to express, and we have a place now that we can do it. But it's a lot more than that. It's also a place where creativity can become, creativity can be discovered, creativity can be made to blossom, right? And there's so much talent in Africa. I mean, all of us know that. You look at your childhood days, and even today, I just saw a video not long ago of a kid, I think it was in Bamenda or Bafusam, making an airplane, 14-year-old. And unfortunately, the society is one where it kind of just ends there. When you look at the diaspora, such a kid would have been taken out of that environment, placed in some school, given some funding to go to school for free. So we're trying to create such a scenario for Africans. And those of us who are fortunate to be overseas, we look back and say to ourselves, how can we help to solve those African issues? And Umojami is the perfect platform for that because it focuses on being able to have people who have something to offer that and have the world discover it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you have anything to add to that answer.
Well, interesting.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Lydia here. I think Alem has already said a lot about Umojami. Yeah, the whole idea behind Umojami was we considered the environment that we're coming from. Children didn't have opportunity like most children that grew up abroad and most of us who travel abroad. So we took in account our environment and we thought we could encourage our children back home, anyone with expertise skills, not only expertise skills, but anyone who has any form of creative ideas in their mind, because we grew up in an environment where we are just taught to do something. We are not taught to think. We just read and reproduce whatever we went to school to learn. But this is not what Umojami is all about. Umojami is to promote that creativity that our children back home didn't have that opportunity to think, to be able to think out of the box so they can put something together. Hence the reason why Umojami is in play today. Thank you.
Yeah, Umojami is not just bringing in content creators, those with creativities. You're also able to make money on the platform. That's what is it's more important about it. And as the program is ongoing, I would want to invite each and every one of you to also download it on your app, because this is my Google app. I don't know if you can see it. That is the sign. You can go to your Play Store, your Google Play Store, and download it. You see everything that we are talking about as the program is unfolding. So I want that by the end of this show, everybody should have the app Umojami on their mobile phones. Another question that I want to ask, earlier we raised the issue of piracy. It's a big problem that artists around the world, not just in Africa, are facing. How content creators are able to cope with this. They are unable to cash in on their hard work because of piracy. Can you clarify how this is actually being solved at the level of Umojami? How can you solve it?
So to answer this question, I'm going to take it in baby steps. When an artist creates a song, right, the first thing that they do usually is to have that song copyrighted. When they do so, it means that anybody who is trying to produce that song or perform that song will need to get a license or a permit from that particular artist to do so. Now, also remember that times have changed. There was a time back then, I remember Adele mentioning cassettes, and I was just chuckling to myself because nowadays cassettes are out of fashion and everybody is doing something on, either USB sticks or digitally on the cloud and being able to just, send information back and forth. But back to the question at hand. So we have a particular section in Umojami, and I think the best way to do this is to do a short illustration here, especially since Miss Elizabeth had a concern about that. So I'm going to switch here real quick and just walk you through to get a better response. So let's say I go right now. I have this keyboard, Keytron keyboard. It's unique in the sense that it's also made with Africans in mind. African voices, African rhythms. But I'm going to do something here real quick. I'm going to play something real quick, and then I'm just going to record it so you can actually listen to that. So let's say, the days that you used to go to the studio and go to France or to England or the US to have to produce music, and it's over. Okay, now you can sit in your own house, you can get an instrument such as this one, you can make your own content, and you can have a space to put that content on Umojami, specifically in Umuziki, right? And you can actually sell that content, right? And you can actually make money on that content, up to 99% of whatever the value of the music is. So let's say you're sitting at home in the studio, I want to produce a song, let's say just real quick. So that's just to give you an idea, okay? I can record that song, I can record the tracks, okay? Now, once I'm done with that recording, guess what? I can now upload that to my account at Umuziki. So I can go to Umojami. And by the way, I want to encourage everyone who's watching today, go ahead and register. Go ahead and download the app, either for your iPhone or for your Android devices. It will work either way, or on your computer as well. So I can come in here real quick. I go to the bottom of the page right here, and I look for Umuziki, which is where the musicians are going to be having a lot of fun. Okay, click on Umuziki, and I can go in there and I can actually upload my music. I can upload. You can see the other artists already uploading stuff over there because we've been having this run around for a couple of weeks now. So you can upload your song there, and you can determine what you want to have that song sold for. Now, remember, when you do that, right? Whatever whatever you put up there, 99% of that comes back to you as an artist. So you determine, you control the value of your music. You set the value, you control it, and not only that, you market it. You have a spot where you can actually market that particular song, and you can then get revenue from that instantly through the system. I don't know if that answers your question, especially with those artists out there to get respect and to get some funding for what they're creating. So the middleman is totally ruled out. You're not dealing with a studio. You're not dealing with going to Paris somewhere. You're not dealing with no. You sit at home. You produce your content. Now you produce it from the heart. And if you listen to what Elizabeth was saying, she was speaking from the heart. I mean, she's been through a lot. So why not let the money? The money will come. Focus on the music. Have a platform you can put that music on, and you know it's yours. You own it. You copyrighted it, and you get the money for it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow, I was literally dancing to that tune right there. But oh, so my question now is, what exactly is the main difference between Umojami? No, what's that called? Umoziki and drums. What's the difference between Umoziki and drums?
So Umuziki is for music, and I probably like someone like yourself, Adele, you'll probably be having a lot of fun in there. Umuziki targets music, while Umo drums targets videos. That's pretty much the main differences. And we separated it that way because these are two. I mean, now there's a very very thin line between music and video, but there's purposes, for an example, like with DJs and stuff, where they want to use videos, right? And even that is becoming a little bit archaic because now you go to a party and DJs are mixing videos into the scenario. So it's a gray area, but we thought that is people that want to stick with music are going to be in Umojami. Those who want to stick with videos are going to be in drums.
Okay,
I,
great.
okay, maybe
Can
Lydia
I
would
ask
want to
something,
comment.
please?
Yeah, sure.
All right, thank you, Mimi. With drums, it's not only limited to the artists. So you have people who want to do video content. It could be cooking. The people who like to showcase their cooking. The people who like to showcase any work of art. So it's not only limited to the musicians. So it's open to anybody who has a video content to share with everyone. I think that's all I wanted to add. Thank you.
Okay.
Wow. That's really
Interesting.
amazing. I must admit that I'm learning so many things as this program is going on. And just to also note that I've been having, like I said earlier, so many people coming inbox. Can you advertise our music? We want to make money out of this. We want to. I'm building a career. I'm an upcoming artist. That's the word they always use. This is the platform. If you are watching and you haven't understood, you should visit the Umojami team. They have a website. They are present on the social media. You can come to our platform and also ask us, and we will tell you how to get to. This is the opportunity, the biggest one for you. It could look difficult, but it's very, very easy when they see you through the entire process. They tell you how it gets to work. So you have to be part of this platform. Now, if I heard you correctly, you said that any artist anywhere in Africa can put up their music on there and it's going to be sold, and 100% of the proceeds would go to them. So do you have any examples of some of these artists? I already saw you naming and showing us that others have already started uploading their videos and their music on the platform. And do you have an estimate, like an estimate of the earnings that they have been able to make so far?
So yes, thanks Mimi for that question. Indeed, we do have an example of an artist who goes by the name is Zico, And the unique thing about this artist was that, again, like you said, like we said, though, you know, we built this and we used it into the market. And we found a lot of people, especially from East Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, you know, pouring into the platform for the most part. This artist was someone who actually approached us, and we were actually able to even help him, you know, guide him through the process and getting in as well. And I would say, if he doesn't get on my case, he's probably made about $80 to $100 so far in a short space of time, being on the platform. A lot of this support, being as though we're still, you know, a young a team or young group, a lot of this support actually came from members of Umojami. So we ourselves actually bought the artists' songs as well. And while we're doing that was two things. One, we were making sure that, you know, testing of the platform and everything else, but not only that, we're trying to set an example that others could also follow.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So I understand that Umojami is not just about music. You have Umo Medics, which can be of great interest to medical doctors. But I'm very much interested in the farming area of the farming basket, however, and I want to know how farmers can benefit from this. For example, in Cameroon, how can farmers benefit from your farming basket?
I'm going to take that question, Adele.
Okay.
Thank you for asking. I know you're interested in the farming basket. Can I just highlight about a little bit about on Umo Medics? Okay. Umo Medics was taken into account the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. We took into account this and created the Umo Medics tool, which was a virtual tool that was created to help doctors to do consultations to patients, because we know how crowded hospitals were during the period and people were being restricted to come into hospital. So for you to be able, if you're in a dire situation, for you to be able to speak to a doctor or see a doctor, you could go online. They could create a link and let you be able to speak to a doctor who will be able to consult you. So we are looking at it in our own African society. Should this happen in the future, this is a place where hospitals, healthcare clinics could come on the side to be able to see their patients, so we don't just ignore the other part of it. So speaking about the farming basket is just encouraging our farmers all over Africa to be able to communicate with each other, to help them do whatever thing they're doing in their farms. Say, for example, if there was a farmer based in Yaoundé who was actually farming on, who was also actually a specialist on tomatoes or any other crops, and then had an incident where these crops were attacked by parasites and was not able to treat this. So you could actually reach out to someone like in Bamenda or in the north who is actually a specialist or who had this same problem before and was able to manage this problem. So that way you can easily help each other to be able to handle your crops. And it's not just about looking at these crops, it's also about helping each other share ideas, buy, borrow equipment to be able to help each other, because we know most of us, some of the farmers have been so exposed, and if you have all of these ideas and you keep them to yourself, then we're not helping ourselves. So the idea of farming basket was just to share ideas and help each other to make our Africa a better place and make farming easy for everyone, since we know Africa is an agricultural continent, and so most of our parents or our people depend on farming to make a living. I hope this answers your question. Thank you.
Yes, it does actually, Lydia, it does. Thank you for your response. And I'll move right away to find out from you, because Elizabeth Tekeh is also waiting. So many people want to hear from her. I want to find out from you. I was wondering how Umojami is different from other social media platforms, because we already have Facebook, we have YouTube, we have Twitter. Tell us why and how. Tell us how it is different from all of these existing platforms.
Thank you, Mimi. we are not inventing the wheel. Umojami is a creative platform. We know there is the existence of Facebook and Twitter and all that. We were just looking, we're trying to look at something that will suit our community. We know that Facebook exists, Twitter exists. That is why we said it's a creative platform for people to share ideas and not pictures. So we are trying to look at ways to encourage our people to start thinking out of the box, to do things that are going to favor our African community. It's not really like limiting people, but a way of making us start thinking of how to do a lot of things. Umojami, yeah, was to help our people be very creative, as I can put it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for that response. And Ade, you want to take it from there?
I didn't get that, Mimi.
let me just piggyback. Oh,
okay, now maybe we should take some questions. You want us to take some questions from people?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so I have this question. I saw. Oh, I missed all of that. Okay, what's the cost of putting your music on the platform? Did you answer that already? Like, what's the cost? Does it cost anything to put like your music on Umojami platform?
It's absolutely free to put your music on Umojami.
That's the cost.
From Tanwi Ronald. So your question is answered. Mimi, do you have any questions?
Well, it's so amazing to see you guys creating something by Africans and for Africans, because we've been waiting for this. Many people have been asking, like I told you, they come to me every day. They want answers to their questions. You have basically found solutions instead of causing or creating the darkness. That is something really commendable. We're talking about darkness. I just realized that this has to work with electricity and internet data. We just saw the same thing with our renowned female gospel singer, Elizabeth Tekeh. She couldn't be there throughout the program because you see the problems that African societies are facing, internet connectivity, with electricity, and so on and so forth. So have you thought about ways to solve these problems, or they are out of your scope? Do you think it's something that you can solve?
That's a very good question indeed. I would say this. Usually, when a people, or when society wants something, they get it, right? If you look at, and maybe this might not be the best example to give, but let me look across our neighboring country, like Nigeria, for example, where you have, let's say, a person who has a contract to sell the generators, right, into the country. Now you have an infrastructure, you have a means to provide electricity on a 24/7. That person doesn't really have an incentive to buy that idea, because that's going to also now, go into his business in terms of selling generators. And why do I give that example? Again, it's back to incentive, right? When you look at the Umojami platform and you have artists, if you have enough, and let me just narrow down to Cameroon, but let me just say Africa, because this problem is not a Cameroon problem, it's an African problem, for example. And someone was looking for the spelling of Umojami, Umojami, umojami.com. So back to the question, so when you have a society that come into this particular platform and they are making money from this platform, and they can pay their taxes from making that money, they can help to grow and build a society. What happens is the society now turns towards whoever is in charge, be that a government or be that a kingdom or whatever it is, and requests and demands the internet, right? So if you have enough people, and again, let's look at Cameroon for an example, who are actually on Umojami, creating the platform. This is their way of living. This is their bread and butter. The internet will have to be solved because they need that to be able to go forward or to go ahead. Now, if you are a content creator, or you are a farmer, or you are an engineer, okay, one other thing that you can use on Umojami is called Hive, beehive, you know, when you have a bunch of bees coming together and they live as a family. So we had that hive creation, because that hive capability, because it allows you to now group in sections of, let's say, I could be a farmer. I want to be the farmer in Yaoundé or in Douala. I create a farmer hive inside Umojami. And so the discussion in that hive now becomes a discussion of, you know, farmers, tools. You will share ideas. Let's say somebody got a tool from China at a good price. You can now come in there and say, listen, hey, Bo, listen, I got my tool from China at this price. How about we do? So we all share different ideas. Now, if you get to the point where a lot of farmers are in a hive and then all of a sudden there's no internet for 2 days, there's going to be a riot. There's going to be a riot somewhere. If you get into a situation where a bunch of musicians are in a hive and they're making their, you know, discussions, and then all of a sudden there's no internet for 2 days, there's going to be something. Somebody's going to say something. So unfortunately, I'm trying to stay out of the political response, because again, when people need something, they will get it. When the people rise and say, listen, we want to have internet, we want to be, you know, then you look at the government, and then the government has to find a solution for that particular problem. Is it lowering the prices? Is it increasing the bandwidth? Is it, you know, these are all different solutions across most African countries. Now, having said that, there are some countries like Ghana and others who have made who have made some progress when it comes to internet, when it comes to infrastructure. If they can do it, I think Cameroon can do it too. I think Libya can do it. I think other countries can do it too. But it starts with the people, right? And that's how Umojami can help, you know, without getting into the political part of it. But we can actually help by making that available to people, giving them the tool, and then have them say, listen, I have this tool, I have the yam, I have the knife, I just need the firewood.
Great.
Okay, awesome.
Can I please
so you've
add
heard it all.
something to
Okay. Oh, no problem. Sure.
All right. Thank you, Adele. The part of the government where Alan just mentioned is really very important, because we didn't just take into account our people. We looked at the government as well. It's a two-way string, as I can say, because if we start mounting pressure, the government can actually help in making this internet access available for us. Umojami is not just about music and artists and all of that. We have the education part of it, and the Umo medics, which are very important tools in any country in the world. So if people are not educated, if people are not well and they're in the hospital, we don't have internet access or lights and all of that, it has to ring a bell in the government's head. And if people start mounting up to say, oh, we need this internet access to be able to study or to be able to do a lot of things online, then maybe that can be a second thought to the government. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lydia. Thank you, AJ. And you've heard it all, guys. I'm rushing there right now. You do not want to be the last person in your circle to download this app. Head on to Google Store and download it. It's for free, as you all heard. And I'm just so glad to be part of this. I learned a lot from Umojami, and I'm getting that app actually. So
thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having us on.
We want to have you some other time again to talk about this, because this is like an ongoing, it's a process that is not going to end until we have everyone on board. Thank you.
Oh, thank you all.
Thank you.
And one thing before I leave you guys, you know, Africans as people, we like a lot of free things, right? We have free TV on there too, free movies. Umotele is running 24/7. You have free movies. You just go in there, you watch whatever movie you want. Those of us that grew up in the days of James Bond or whatever, you can watch it on your phone, on your television. Say, hey, anything, you know. It's a content, but we added a couple of goodies. But you have to download the app. You have to download it to get all the juice. We're not going to say everything here. So download it, squeeze it, enjoy it, and tell your friends about it too. Don't let the Nigerians and the Kenyans and Tanzanians be the ones. No. It was built by Cameroonians. Let us take the lead.
Let us take the lead, because it's not just in Cameroon, it's in other parts of Africa. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you so much for coming. Now we are bringing one of our special guests again for today, Elizabeth Tekeh. Many of you have been waiting. She was here earlier on, but because of internet connection, she had to leave us announced.
She's
That's a good too. Now she is sad. Mommy, thank you so much for joining us once again. We'll just go through because we don't know what
Thank
is
you.
going to happen with the connection again. We have this question for you. Tell us
Yeah.
about your upcoming album. People are expecting, they cannot wait to see it out there in the market.
Wow.
What would be your message this time?
Oh, thank you very much, Mimi. There is a hit track in this album that is coming up. The title says "The Record of Your Life." The record of your life, the record of my life will be played on that day. Is to make us to be conscious of the coming of Jesus and the things we are doing on earth. We need to be conscious that God is recording it. God is taking notes of everything we are doing, so that our record will be played on that day. Whether you are a white man, you are a black man, your record will be played. So
Awesome.
that's the track of this.
Oh, wow, awesome, mommy. So when is the album launch? When are you launching the album? And can you tell us that and give us a little bit of a cappella, especially for the fans that have been waiting for you to come back? So tell us when you're launching your album and give us an a cappella, please.
Wow, thank God. By God's grace, I'm working with my team. Before this month goes to an end, by the grace of God, it will be released. Like I love that hit track so much. And that's my husband's best song in this album.
Oh, that
The record of my life will be played on that day. The record of your life will be played on that day. The things we do on earth, God is recording them. So the record of our life so will be played on that day. God is the creator of our lives. He sees and knows the things we do in the day, the things we do in the night. God sees and knows. God is recording everything we are doing today. It will stand as a witness between us and Him. But God is a good God. He wants us to choose good, because the record of our life will be played on that day. The record of my life will be played on that day. The record of your life will be played on that day. The things we do on earth, God is recording them. So the record of our life so will be played on that. Let me end it there because I know you wanted me to sing it right up to the end. I should just end there because on the day of the
we
launching,
can't
they will
wait.
get
We
on.
can't wait to sing and dance. We can't wait to sing and
Oh
dance.
my God.
We cannot wait for that. Everyone is waiting. We can't wait for that. So, Adele, maybe you have some questions from the audience to
No,
ask.
I was just joining her in the chorus. It's such a beautiful song, and I just can't wait to purchase it. But I want to ask you, how do you plan on distributing the song? Because I know distribution is a major concern in our entertainment industry. But I know you have a marvelous team. I know you have a lot of people behind you supporting you, because you just like in the last month you were all over the place. I'm like, who is managing Elizabeth Tekeh and all of that? So can you tell us how you plan on distributing your song?
Okay, we are working. I'm working together with my team, like J Martin. We have Victor and the other person. By God's grace, we'll release it online first before we'll do the grand launching here in Buea, so that the population of Buea, they are going to enjoy it. But we'll release it online so that you can go online and buy it from there. You can download it from there. You pay your money and you will download it so that you can listen from there. So that's how we are. We are still putting things together. We are not yet through, We are just working. Yes, we have the audio, we have the videos, we are working on it presently. So by God's grace, yeah, we are going to see what to do. But every information we will release it online so that the population will get the information.
So,
You can go online to get your own.
Awesome.
yes.
Mimi, I think
And
she
you
has a
also have
good
the
marketing strategy already, so she's good to
and
go.
Yeah.
yes, I also wanted to promise that our platform, the MMI platform, is
Yeah.
here for you always.
Oh,
Will be ready to give you the publicity as well
Wow.
and market the product. The Umojami platform as well, they will share, and we will do some background talk to them to also have the music on their platform. We'll see what to do about that. And so many Cameroonians would want to help. We have so many people of goodwill. They love you and they want to promote you in one way or the other. But tell me about your relationship with other gospel singers in Cameroon. Do you have a particular relationship, your relationship with the music industry in the country, especially gospel singers? Tell us.
Yeah, by God's grace, I have a good relationship. For now, you know, we are in crisis. So a lot of things went wrong because of this crisis. But by God's grace, since a new president for gospel artists has been elected, we are working together. Like we have one of the committee member who is in Tico, Njumeloko. We are working together with him. The other day he called us. He said we are going to sit together, put our heads together so that we will see how we can work together as far as music is concerned. But I have a good relationship also with some of the gospel artists like Mama Mary Mandy, who is the source of my inspiration. God used that Mama seriously. Talking to me, I can still remember the past. What happened to me? Mama Mary Mandy has been a blessing to this generation. She is the source of my inspiration. God used her to inspire me to come up as a gospel singing minister. And then I also have like Ben Awabi, Change My Story, together with the wife. Yes, so by God's grace, and there are so many of them that are still up. We are still working together. So we thank God for that.
So every time you talk, I see it comes from the heart. You're this person that has so many emotions and you express it. And I feel it. I connect with everything you say, every word. So my question now is, do you plan on having any collaborations with artists? Do you have any particular artists, or even on your album, have you done any collaboration with any artist?
Not yet. I'm still working on that. But presently, we have a particular song we are working on. Me and Phoebe, and then I also have Benawabi and Mama Mary Manzi. We are working on something. By God's grace, soon it will be out.
All right, awesome! I can't wait.
There's one issue that will not also go without me talking about. You mentioned that there's a crisis at the moment. It has fragmented the country, affected so many people so far, musicians, school-going kids, women, young girls. So many people have been affected, jobs, civil servants, everybody have so far been affected by the conflict that has been going on for 5 years now, which is the bloody armed conflict in Cameroon's northwest and the southwest regions. You are also coming from the English-speaking part of Cameroon. I want to find out from you, what do you feel about what's going on? Has it affected you in any way?
Yes, I was affected very seriously. I was affected, but God has been faithful because I was living in Munyenge before the crisis started. But because of the crisis, I'm now living in Boya. But before coming to Boya, we slept in the bush. My children stayed in the bush for about 10 months. They did not go to school because of the crisis. But by God's grace, gradually things are coming back to normal as God is working his things. So thank God.
Yeah. We thank God indeed.
Thank you,
There you
Mama.
have.
So, is there a way of addressing these challenges? Like, is there, you want to talk about these challenges, and what particularly do you want to talk about? How can you address them?
Well, I just want to say everything that has a beginning has an end. This
Right.
crisis started, it has an end. And by God's grace, it will end one day according to the plan of God. Because there is nothing that happens that is not in the plan of God. Before we were created, God programmed the world. So whatever is happening is not new to God. It's only new to us because we are men. But we have been praying earnestly, asking God to intervene. And by God's grace, we are seeing the hand of God. And we believe that one day it will come to an end.
Amen. Thank you.
Before we say our final goodbyes, I want to find out about the music industry in Cameroon. There's also a lot of challenges. Artists at loggerheads, the association that is supposed to be managing artists, content creators in the country, we are not seeing any end in sight to the in-house tussle that is ongoing between the association and the Ministry of Arts and Culture. Can you tell us about what to you could possibly be the solution, or how you feel about what's happening with the music industry in Cameroon in general? How can we bring everyone on board and go back to the drawing board and make sure that solutions are provided to the problems that we face in the industry in Cameroon?
Well, the problem is, the Bible says when a wicked man is on the throne, the people will suffer. But when a righteous man rules, people will enjoy. So the problem we have now in Cameroon, not even now, it started long. The problem we have is the Ministry of Culture does not have consent for artists. They don't have consent because, like for the World Music Day, can you imagine that they will call all the artists to come? They will satisfy some of the artists and some will go back complaining. So a lot of things are happening. A lot. I've come to understand that those things are not even straight. So if you want to depend on the Ministry of Culture, you will be highly disappointed. If God gives you the grace and you work hard, you can use your head to promote your own product in the market. So if you want to sit down and wait on the Ministry of Culture, you will be disappointed. So me, I don't have me time for them, because you will write today and tell them you need support in this area. They will not even just pick your height. They will not pick your height. They don't listen. They don't have ears to listen. So because of those things, I don't have time for those things. Me, I'm concentrating to see how God can help me put in my product in the market, because we have been disappointed so many times. Like for instance, some years back, they came up and said every artist in Cameroon is supposed to register. You go there, you register, you pay some money, but when it comes to time when you need to enjoy from the government, you move from one office to the other, spending money before you collect. The government gives 1 billion every year for artists. Some of us, we have never eaten a mite from that money. So what do you think? If you keep depending on them, you are a failure. So I've decided to move ahead according to how God is giving me the grace.
Yeah, hopefully the government is also listening. You are not the first person to
Yes.
mention these problems, among others.
Yeah.
Many other artists in Cameroon have been complaining about the idea of working in solo without any assistance from the government. You know, they have to make it on their own from the beginning to the end, and they also have to pay this registration fees that you're talking about. But at the end of the day, they do not benefit anything. So we are hoping that things can change someday, somehow. We do not know when.
Yeah, change is definitely gonna come. Like, all of this shall pass. So we're hoping for the best. And we have your back. We cannot wait for that album. We have your back, mommy. Don't worry. So to the viewers, like, today's Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everyone watching. Thank you for sharing the video. Do you have any special message for the boys and girls watching you right now? What special message do you have for your viewers right now?
Okay. Well, I want to thank my, first of all, I want to thank you, Mimi. I want to thank you, Adele. Thank you very much. I remember when you were still in Cameroon, Mimi, I met you one day in a restaurant. That was my first time of seeing you personally. So after a while, I heard that you travel. I was so happy. God bless you for everything that you are doing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, because you are a source of encouragement to so many Cameroonians.
Yeah.
And I pray for you that God will take you to your
you.
destination.
Amen.
You will not fail.
Amen.
You will not die without fulfilling God's purpose in your life. I want to thank you very much. I want to also thank my viewers out there, the young boys and the girls in the bushes. God bless every one of you listening to us.
So maybe we'll depart with an acapella. I don't know which one you want to sing from the previous music. Maybe we'll depart with one of your previous music, an acapella. We still have the Umojami team here. Wow. Thank you so much, Lydia, for staying by. Elizabeth Tekeh, would you want to sing?
Wow.
Would you want to say, I don't know, but one of your musics that I like so much is, yes, your day go break, oh, your sun go shine,
Oh
oh.
my God.
When my girl remember you, day go break, oh. So I don't know which one you like that you want to sing, you know.
Yes.
Me
myself, I love that one because it is that particular one that you are singing that is trending on social media. Yeah, that's the one. Me myself, I love it so. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I was just thinking you have a surprise. You have something else for the audience out there before you go.
We want to hear you. Always.
Okay. Your day go break, oh, your sun go shine, oh. When my God remember you, your day go break, oh. Your day go break, oh, sister, your sun go shine, oh, brother. When my God remember you, your day go break, oh. I want to tell una the story of my life, the things where I don't go through before I be with you where I did. I come up for family where life it not be easy. Close for where I'm. Now so okrika, oh no, better shoe for where I'm. It not be easy, forget them. My papa nothing move some money. He say, Elizabeth, take go for market, go buy clothes and shoes, rub it oil and soap. Use them care for your body. Wow, thank God.
Wow, so beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mommy. We want to have you over and over again.
Yes. We want to. You just put a smile on everyone's face this Easter Sunday. The best Easter ever.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you saying that you should play another a cappella. People are saying that they want you to keep playing. I don't know if Mommy has got the strength. I'm not sure she has, but I'll not speak on her behalf before we go. I don't know if she's got the strength to do it again.
I'll send another a cappella online. Yeah, I'll do another a cappella. I'll send it online.
Okay.
You heard her. She will send it online. So you can also
the one we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll send it. We'll send it. We'll send it to Mimi. Yes, we'll send it to Mimi.
Broadcast it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's so hard to say goodbye, Lydia.
Thank
Would you
you
want to
so
say something
much.
before we go?
Oh my God.
Lydia, do you have something to say before
Wow.
we go?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm so touched because I'm also a lover of music. I can't really sing, but I just want to say to Mama Elizabeth that you're doing a great job, and we are all seeing it, and we hope that you're going to explode one day. We just want to thank you. You've got a great voice, and we are hoping that this is your time, and we are waiting for anything that
Amen.
you're about to bring to
Amen.
us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you so much, Adele. Thank you. Thanks for your participation. Shares an amazing comment. Those who have been here celebrating Mama Elizabeth and Umojami, one of the biggest African platform for Africans by Africans. You have to be part of this. You also have to download the app on your Google Play Store so that you can see all the wonderful opportunities that it's offering to Africans, young content creators. I mean, everyone in Africa, you have to download this. The Mini Maple Info team appreciates you. We love you as well. We love everyone. We love you. Who you have been watching from the beginning of this program. Keep sharing and keep commenting and showing your love. Keep supporting us in whatever way you can, because we're also expecting you to support us as we support you so that we can continue to build this amazing community and this amazing platform. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Tekeh, and thank you, our team from Umojami. Until next time, have a very lovely evening and happy Easter to everyone. God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. And same to you.